Thanks for watching this report. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe and give the James Anthony Report a like. Feel free to repost any of the videos you find interesting and share these with everyone you know. Continue supporting the James Anthony Report by going to jamesanthonyreport.com. Click the live link in the description or scan the QR code on your screen right now to purchase from one of our great sponsors.
And works to
sharing of bias.
Laws in the court.
What exactly caused this?
To follow the CDC guidelines.
Designed to initially home in on radiation emitted from a target, such as the active
I don't think so. But January, all she does is January. She's like,
Jesus will meet us right where we are.
In the meantime, further details of the catastrophe at Grover's Mill are coming in. The strange creatures, after unleashing their deadly assault, crawled back in their pit and made no attempt to prevent the efforts of the firemen to recover the bodies and extinguish the fire. The combined fire departments of Mercer County are fighting the flames which menace the entire countryside. We have been unable to establish any contact with our mobile unit at Grover's Mill, but we hope to be able to return you there at the earliest possible moment. In the meantime, we take you to... Just one moment, please.
In 1938, a radio adaptation of The War of the Worlds was first broadcast by CBS Radio and depicted to those tuning in a Martian invasion in New Jersey.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have just been informed that we have finally established communication with an eyewitness of the tragedy. Professor Pearson has been located at a farmhouse near Grover's Mill, where he has established an emergency observation post. As a scientist, he will give you his explanation of the calamity. The next voice you hear will be that of Professor Pearson, brought to you by direct wire. Professor Pearson.
Of the creatures in the rocket cylinder at Grover's Mill, I can give you no authoritative information, either as to their nature, their origin, or their purposes here on Earth. Of their destructive instrument, I might venture some conjectural explanation. For want of a better term, I shall refer to the mysterious weapon as a heat ray. It's all too evident that these creatures have scientific knowledge far in advance of our own.
There were reports of people fleeing their homes, clogging roadways, and some armed themselves for what was transmitted as a series of real-time news bulletins. What transpired almost 100 years ago has been a case study in mass communication, psychology, and the power of media. In the July 2025 version released by Amazon and featuring Ice Cube, the film focuses on three-letter agency conspiracies, fake news, and our reliance upon digital communications. Interestingly, the film was panned by critics, and it had nothing to do with its lead actor's views on masking and vaccines.
Collecting massive amounts of data with the Goliath program. Our most precious resource on Earth is data. And data is food for the superior intelligence.
In the last few months, we've had at least 3 stories appear that seem to suggest an alien invasion is imminent. While the New York Post can be credited as the first to break the Hunter Biden laptop story on October 14th of 2020, the media outlet has decided to revisit a declassified CIA document from the KGB that witnesses say saw aliens turn soldiers into stone. Another story featuring the NASA discovery of a comet the size of Manhattan, called 31 Atlas, has Harvard scientists challenging the Fermi paradox by suggesting that the object may actually be an alien artifact hurtling towards Earth with bad intentions.
Unidentified flying objects. Is there anything in the files that you think you could find or you have found?
And in the most recent article from the Post, we have an article on Tulsi Gabbard's visit to Pod Force 1, where Tulsi suggested that aliens might be real, and that she's still looking into the New Jersey drone situation.
We're continuing to look for the truth and share that truth with the American people.
But we've been under attack by aliens before. Not merely encounters, stops, or apprehensions, but via the southern border, to the tune of nearly 30 million illegal aliens.
To set up funds that are private funds through funds like foundations like Open Society Foundations and other kinds of foundations and individual donors, but are in partnership with the city who we believe are critical to responding to the needs of their communities.
Thanks in large part to Joe Biden, his administration, and the nonprofit Open Society Foundation, among other groups, founded by none other than George Soros. This scenario has played out to be yet another study in mass communication, psychology, and fake news, with some fleeing their homes and even arming themselves. Both times, the result was more confusion than chaos, but gives us a glimpse of how vulnerable our country really is to what we've been told is the New World Order. This is James Anthony, reporting.
Terrifying machines rising out of... Jesus will meet us right where we are.